This is room 303, a room within Niceville High School. Over the years, this room has been filled with countless written reports, oral presentations, group projects, but most importantly, bright young minds. Today, through the first 6 classes, freshmen, sophomores, and juniors will sit in this class where they will learn group work, problem solving, presentation work, and research skills. Then after 6 classes comes the
Boom!
NaGISA externs.
Figure we got a dive master.
Nice. The 7th period gifted class is dedicated to the NaGISA externs.
We need 3 dive masters, right?
Yeah. NaGISA stands for Natural Geography in Shore Areas and is a biodiversity study that aims at collecting information from the Earth's shorelines.
Look, 3 spots for initials.
At Niceville High School, the program's purpose is to give students the opportunity to participate in the global study. The externs are a group of Niceville seniors and juniors that work together to run the NaGISA program with the guidance of adult administrators. Their first and primary goal is to coordinate and plan NaGISA's fall and spring collection. The extern team prepares for 5 weeks, making calls, checking inventory, and coordinating jobs. The planning for collection day starts on the first day of school and goes through to the day before collection.
We're preparing all the dive equipment. Because the dive doesn't go to the beach, we have to take the equipment ourselves to the docking areas.
So right now what we're doing is we're making sure we have all of our last minute steps prepared, and we have all of our dive masters in check, we have all of our boat scope aesthetic, and we're actually going to go get the gear for our collection tomorrow, right after school ends.
So what we're doing is we go to collection on Tuesday, but on Wednesday we have to come back and the analysis lab has to be ready. So what we do for lab setup is we have our handy-dandy checklist right here. And this checklist has all the things that we need on each table, because it's really important to follow the checklist carefully to make sure we don't forget anything for any of the tables.
After loading both the beach collection truck and dive collection van, the team stays at the school to set up the labs for analysis.
They're usually in the top.
Having to share labs with other Niceville teachers and their classes, the team only has a short time to prepare the day before collection.
Hey!
On collection day, beach externs begin their trip to Henderson Beach early in the morning. There are 2 teams, the beach collection team and the dive collection team. The dive teams head off to the harbor to prepare for their dives of depths of 5, 10, 15, and 20 meters. Once the beach externs arrive at Henderson, they immediately move quadrat boxes to the collection site. The site is geographically in the same location every year, maintained using GPS devices. Once the externs have set up, they then wait for the underclassmen to arrive. The team leads the group to the collection site, where they will go over the protocol to ensure everyone understands the procedures.
You put your 1 meter down, and you line it up against the transect line, covering the hole, and you put it down next to the 15 centimeter all the way up to the line. And you might have to twist it some.
Once the group is practiced, they begin the collection. As the underclassmen work, the 1 meter dive team preps for their collection. Out at sea, the NaGISA divers are preparing for their collection. The next day is analysis. For 5 hours, Niceville High School's science labs are filled with gray t-shirts, seawater, and microscopes. The students will find the sample they collected and process them by locating and identifying microfauna using petri dishes and dissecting microscopes. Once the specimen is found, it is photographed using a photographic microscope. The samples are then documented and preserved for future use.
So preservation is whenever samples come to us and they get inventoried. We write down where they come from and what they are. We classify them as their common name, their class, and their phylum. Then we transfer them over to the ventilation hood where they get preserved in their special chemicals. If they're a worm, they get preserved in formalin, and if they're anything besides a worm, such as a crustacea, they get preserved in ethyl alcohol. This process allows them to be preserved in vials, and then they are sent off to UF and other such research facilities.
At this point, the extern's main job is to help each team keep the analysis running smoothly. The program is not just exclusively for Niceville High School. NaGISA has worked with the local middle school, the elementary school, and the police department.
We're working with the middle schoolers and we're teaching them about NaGISA.
Yep, exactly. But they survive, right? So they have no.
The police department has volunteered the use of their sheriff boat in the dive collections over the past 4 years. This shoreline project helps to create a more informed community with insight on what goes on in their waters. However, the Niceville NaGISA team doesn't stop with the local community. Every year, the NaGISA externs plan a trip to the University of Florida. At UF, students get a first-hand look at what marine science study looks like at a collegiate and professional level.
Oh, back up, Bigger, back up.
Holy cow.
After the externs have finished planning for collection and analysis, their community outreach programs, and the University of Florida trip, they have one more outreach program to plan.
Finding out the costs of the NaGISA part of Costa Rica.
International trips. The NaGISA team has been all over the world, from Crete to Japan, to Egypt to Turkey. But most recently, the NaGISA team went to Costa Rica. For months prior to the trip, externs coordinated with the local high school in Cahuita, Costa Rica. The NaGISA team brought the necessary equipment to host collection and analysis at Cahuita's beaches. After the study, the team leaves the equipment so the local high school can continue the program. The NaGISA team had to overcome language barriers and legal issues to be able to have their collection. The team split into two and took local high school students to the beach and dive collections. While the beach team was collecting samples near a Costa Rican rainforest, the dive team gathered samples from the seafloor in a coral reef. The next day, analysis was hosted at the local high school. The Niceville High School students began by first teaching the Costa Ricans and ultimately finished by having the Costa Ricans conduct the analysis by themselves.
Yes. I would say right now it's going really well in terms of us processing the samples, looking for macrofauna and meofauna.
Here, there's a microscope.
Yeah, a lot of things new. I really didn't know how to do a whole bunch of stuff, but it was really nice. Especially like what we just did, like showing how to put them in jars and the names and stuff like that. I really got the hang of it. It's really, all of it was really new for everybody.
This program allowed for the students to study abroad and to experience a mixing of cultures. NaGISA isn't just a regular school function at Niceville High School. It's a project that pushes high school students to work in a real-world environment, while allowing them to explore their capabilities in problem-solving, group work, and leadership skills. The countless students who have contributed and passed through Niceville High School's NaGISA program from their freshman to senior years are what keeps it going. The legacy each student leaves allows for the program to keep growing and ultimately continues the survey of where the land meets the sea.